Waking up foggy? Your brain's nightly cleanup might be the reason. Have you ever woken up after what seemed like a full night of sleep, but your mind still felt heavy, slow, and strangely disconnected? You open your eyes, reach for your phone, try to think clearly, and somehow your brain feels like it is still covered in a thick morning fog. For many people, this feeling is described as brain fog, and while it can have many causes, one fascinating explanation begins with what happens inside your brain while you sleep. Your brain is not just resting at night. In many ways, it is doing some of its most important maintenance work while the rest of your body is still. During the day, your brain is constantly active, processing information, making decisions, managing emotions, controlling movement, and responding to everything happening around you. All of that activity produces waste byproducts, just like a busy city produces trash after a long day of work, traffic, eating, building, and moving. The body has the lymphatic system to help clear waste from many tissues, but the brain has a special cleanup process that researchers call the glymphatic system. The simplest way to understand the glymphatic system is this: it acts like a nighttime rinse cycle for the brain. While you sleep, fluid moves through spaces in and around brain tissue, helping carry away waste products that build up during waking hours. This does not mean your brain is dirty in a scary way. It simply means your brain, like every active organ, needs regular cleanup and reset time. One of the reasons sleep is so powerful is that the brain's cleanup system seems to work more efficiently during deep, restorative sleep. When sleep is shallow, broken, too short, or low quality, the brain may not get the same opportunity to move through its normal repair and clearing processes. That may help explain why one bad night of sleep can make the next morning feel mentally harder than it should. You may notice that simple tasks take more effort, your memory feels weaker, your mood feels flatter, and decisions that should be easy suddenly feel irritating. This is the frustrating part of brain fog. You are awake, but you do not feel fully online. It can feel like your brain has loaded the day, but some important background programs are still stuck. Now, brain fog can come from many things, including stress, poor sleep, illness, medications, nutrition issues, dehydration, anxiety, or medical conditions. So this is not about blaming every foggy morning on one system, and it is not a replacement for medical advice if the problem is frequent or severe. But understanding the glymphatic system gives us a useful way to think about why sleep quality matters far beyond simply getting enough hours. It suggests that sleep is not only about feeling rested, it is also about giving the brain the right conditions to clean, balance, and reset itself. One of the most interesting questions researchers have explored is whether sleeping position can affect how well this cleanup process works. Some animal research suggests that side sleeping may support glymphatic transport more efficiently than sleeping on the back or stomach. This does not mean everyone must force themselves into one perfect sleeping position, because comfort, breathing, pain, pregnancy, and personal health needs all matter. But it does suggest that the way your body rests at night may influence more than just your neck, shoulders, and spine. If you always wake up groggy, especially after sleeping flat on your back, it may be worth noticing whether your breathing, snoring, or sleep position is affecting your sleep quality. For some people, back sleeping can make snoring or sleep apnea symptoms worse, and disrupted breathing can seriously reduce how restorative sleep feels. In that case, the issue is not only position, it may be that the brain is being pulled out of deep sleep again and again throughout the night. And if deep sleep is when much of the brain's maintenance work happens, then repeated interruptions can make the morning feel like the cleanup crew never finished the job. Another important factor is hydration, because the glymphatic system depends on fluid movement through and around the brain. This does not mean drinking a gallon of water before bed will magically clear brain fog, and doing that may simply wake you up for bathroom trips. The better idea is to stay steadily hydrated during the day, so your body is not entering the night already behind. Dehydration can make you feel tired, unfocused, headachy, and mentally slower, even before you think about the glymphatic system. But timing matters, because chugging water late at night can fragment sleep, and fragmented sleep can defeat the purpose of trying to support brain recovery. A practical approach is to drink enough water earlier in the day, reduce heavy fluid intake close to bedtime, and pay attention to signs like dark urine, thirst, and morning headaches. Your evening routine also matters because the glymphatic system seems to benefit most from sleep that is deep, calm, and consistent. That means your brain may clear and reset better when your sleep schedule is predictable instead of constantly shifting from late nights to early mornings. Light exposure also plays a role because bright screens late at night can send your brain the wrong signal and make it harder to wind down. Caffeine can also be a hidden reason for morning brain fog, especially if it is consumed too late and quietly reduces deep sleep without fully stopping you from falling asleep. Alcohol can be even trickier because it may make you sleepy at first while damaging sleep quality later in the night. This is why someone can technically sleep for 8 hours and still wake up feeling like their brain never completed its overnight reset. The goal is not to become obsessed with sleep perfection, because that can create its own stress and make sleep even harder. The goal is to create conditions that make quality sleep more likely: a regular bedtime, a cooler room, less late-night stimulation, steady hydration, and a comfortable sleep position. You can think of your brain like a high-performance workspace that gets messy throughout the day. Every decision, worry, conversation, notification, problem, and emotion adds another paper to the desk. Sleep is when the lights go down, the doors close, and the maintenance team finally has room to organize everything. But if you keep turning the lights back on, interrupting the crew, or cutting the cleaning time short, you should not be surprised when the workspace feels cluttered the next morning. That cluttered feeling is not always laziness, weakness, or lack of discipline. Sometimes it is your body asking for better recovery. If you often wake up mentally heavy, start by tracking the basics for 1 week: bedtime, wake time, caffeine timing, water intake, alcohol, screen use, and sleeping position. You may discover a pattern, such as late caffeine, inconsistent sleep, dehydration during the day, or waking up often during the night. Small adjustments can make a big difference when they are repeated consistently, because your brain responds to rhythms, not random one-night fixes. Try getting morning light soon after waking, drinking water earlier in the day, cutting caffeine earlier, and giving yourself a calmer final hour before bed. If side sleeping feels comfortable and safe for you, you can experiment with it, especially if back sleeping leaves you snoring, restless, or foggy. But if you have persistent brain fog, loud snoring, pauses in breathing, severe fatigue, confusion, or sudden changes in thinking, it is important to talk to a healthcare professional. Brain fog can be a signal from many different systems, and sometimes the smartest move is not guessing, but getting the right help. The big takeaway is that your morning mental clarity often begins the night before, in the quiet hours when your brain is doing work you cannot see. The glymphatic system reminds us that sleep is not wasted time. It is biological maintenance for the organ that carries your entire life. So tonight, instead of thinking of sleep as the thing you do after everything else is finished, think of it as the reset that helps everything else work better tomorrow. If this helped you understand why your brain sometimes feels heavy in the morning, start with one simple change tonight and notice how you feel when you wake up. And if you want more clear, practical health explanations that make everyday life easier to understand, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who keeps waking up foggy.